Hey guys, so I get a lot of questions, and I know you guys are wondering. You see all my trophies, and you see my swords and my guns, so you guys know I do that stuff, and I'm sure everybody's wondering, does she really play the guitar? Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, I am a drummer. I played in a metal band for 7 years, and the running joke about drummers is that we are the only non-musician in the band, which is kind of true, but
I do play the drums, not as much as I used to. I was, like I said, in a band for 7 years, but original metal music doesn't really bring the crowds, if you know what I mean. Like nobody knows your songs, or they don't know the words. They like the rhythm or the beat or whatever. And so we had a small following. Every show we were guaranteed maybe 25 to 50 people would show up that knew us and were planning on being there because we were there. And the rest of it was just normal Saturday night crowd, whatever. So that's where I learned to be in a band, but self-taught drummer. So I'm not like a pro musician by any means. As they say, it's better to be a jack of all trades than a master of one. I wanted to take a break from all the ranting and raving I've been doing. It's kind of been hurting my head a little bit lately, and talk about just some fun stuff like the guitar and the fact that I used to play the drums, and just talk about some of the hobbies that I enjoy. As you guys know, I am a former pro motocross racer. I currently race in the Road Racing Association. I've never used one of those swords, but someday I might like chop up a watermelon or something just for fun, see how it goes.
so I don't have a lot of video footage of me racing my super bike, but it's a Yamaha R1, and it's an M1 actually. It's a MotoGP replica. It has a really powerful super bike engine in it. It's not street legal. It's beyond the decibel limits for street, and even some racetracks, it's too loud to race on them. So here's a video of me kind of going by. I know it's a blurry video, but the bikes go by so quick, and people are filming with their phones. It doesn't really look like it's on professional recorded TV or anything like that. So, like I said, that is my number one favorite sport right now. The one that could probably kill me the fastest, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Ugh.
So I just like to have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with hobbies. I think an idle mind is a dangerous mind. Isn't that what they say? Also, bodies in motion stay in motion. I'm a firm believer in that, and I have been fortunate enough to be a professional athlete, and I still continue to lead an active lifestyle. I love mountain biking. I have tons of girlfriends that we go mountain biking with. I have like too many mountain bikes, totaling probably in the $30,000 range for all three of them. It's ridiculous. So I'm also into RC cars.
Another hobby that I really enjoy costs a lot of money, so I don't get to do it as often as I'd like, but I have a 2013 Nissan 370Z that is a Nismo package, so it's built for the racetrack. And this isn't like official timed racing or anything. It's just track days that we like to do. We compete against our own times just to see who can get a better time. And I do pretty good. Like sometimes the other night, I just beat a Austin Martin. I was on the track with a Mercedes AMG. I beat that guy, and it's rewarding. But like I said, I don't get to do it as often as I'd like, just because it's so expensive. Maybe once, twice a year, if I'm lucky, I get to do it. And my car is pretty stock. It doesn't have a lot of mods to it, but race tires, race suspension, some minor tuning in the motor with the computer, and some exhaust work, but it's fun. You can kind of hear it and see, and you know, it's another hobby that I enjoy.
And my number one passion, saving women's sports and spaces. The prison issue is starting to wear on me as well, as much as the sports. I think the media is keeping a lot of the prison issues out of the media, so we're not seeing a lot of that right now. And that's frustrating. As far as arguing with people on X, I have a lot of people supposedly in the trans community coming after me now for, saying that I'm picking on children because I called out that Sadie Shriner.
And Sadie Shriner is a college student who is well above the age of know better, in my opinion. So for them to come after me, saying that, I mean, you guys, the comments were ridiculous. Can't believe an old lady like you is picking on a child. I'm like, they're not a child. They're in college. And remind me why a dose of reality is a bad thing before you step out into the real world. Now, they're only a freshman in college because they just got, I believe, a scholarship. They won the state track meet, the women's 400, and I think she led her team to a victory in the 400 relay as well. And I sent them a direct message, and it was not demeaning or anything. I just said, "Hey, I really don't think this is a good look for you or the trans community. Is this really how you want everybody to think of you and
But
us?" And
it's the parents of Gen Z, and I some of those are Gen X, and most of them are millennial, I believe. If you are a Gen Z parent, you are probably in your 20s, early 30s right now, and that's your fault. Like, and I'm not saying everybody that's watching this, but I mean, look at all these kids on TikTok that are just posting brainless crap, brainless nonsense about being trans or saying, they belong in the women's room or that they are a biological woman and they've taken the necessary drugs and surgeries and it makes them a woman. It doesn't make them a woman. It never will. Like, I will always be a biological dude. There's no way to get around that. I don't understand why people can't get that message into their children's, skull before their teachers or social media tells them if you do this, and this, take these drugs, get this surgery, talk to this doctor, you'll be a biological woman before you're 20. Like that's what they're promising these kids, and they're buying it. And another thing that I wanted to touch on too, I've talked about this before with other things, but the the rate of women transitioning to men is gotten out of control, and I it's just a social contagion with these women. I do have a 22-year-old daughter, you guys, so I watched it happen. She was in my house as a 16-year-old, going through high school, going through puberty, dealing with social pressures, peer pressure to be, look a certain way or act a certain way or hang out with a certain group of people. So there's a lot of peer pressure, and I think with that, girls are under way more stress than boys, and so a girl may not like the way she looks, so she sees this online and says, "Hey, I can change this, and I don't have to feel uncomfortable in my own body anymore because I'm gonna be a dude." And dudes are easy to be. Like women pull it off way better than men going that direction. Obviously, I mean, look at me. So a girl can look like a dude literally with a haircut and some clothes. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, not all women can pull it off that quickly, but most of them can do it. It doesn't take much. And I'll probably catch a lot of shit for this, but I don't think that the women who are transitioning to men, all of them, are legitimately trans for gender dysphoria. They're just transitioning because they don't like the body they were given, and puberty makes women feel weird. And again, I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just telling you what I'm not stupid. I grew up in a house of women. So, yes, I know what girls go through and I've seen it firsthand. So, I just haven't experienced it firsthand, I guess is the proper way to put that. So, I just think that it's a trans trend with all these girls going to boys, and it's pretty obvious because like the numbers are staggering. Like the amount of boys transitioning to men, say from year to year, has increased, say 30%, but for women transitioning to men, it's gone up like 300%. It's insane, and I don't get it. Like look at some of the stuff that these girls do to their bodies, like removing the breasts, doing the phalloplasty, which is a fake unit down there, and that requires cutting tissue off your arm or your inner thigh. It's disgusting. It never heals. It's worse than getting a tattoo because you're gonna have to wear a sleeve for the rest of your life. A long sleeve shirt. I'm just wearing it because it's cold in the AC today. I live in the desert and I'm always freezing. So yeah, I thought I would touch on that a little bit, show you guys some pictures, share some things, and let you see Jessica for a second. And thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and tell a friend if you have anybody who wants to come on my show and debate me because they don't agree with something I might have said or some of my opinions or views. I'd love to have them on the show. Thanks.